boy, I don't even, I'll make this, but I don't even know if I'll be able to upload it because it took me 2 days to upload the others. And sorry about this because my daughter's a makeup artist, you know, and I snuck into her makeup, and this is what I get, okay? See what happens? I snuck in, I was going to look for something, and I grabbed this one, and it was like, oh, I don't know, double dark duty tan. And after I got on my face, I just couldn't wash it back off. So I mixed more powder with it, trying to get it off, and it just, this is what it is. You know how we do that? See? I was going to sneak in there, just use a little bit and mix it with mine, because mine was running a little low. And I was going to, you know, do it, and I got double dark tan, okay? Well, you know what you wear in the summertime, your little bronzer. I mean, whew, this even looks good compared to how it first went on. I mean, I had to work on it for like 15 minutes, so I can only tell you what it looked like when I first put it on. That's what I get, though. That's what I get. Anyway, boy, what a day. What a day. What a day. I just, what a day. I just got a lot of answers today. I really got a lot of answers today. And you guys are getting them too. You are. You're getting them too, just like I am. You just don't trust yourself, okay? You're just not trusting that you're hearing the right answer, but you are, okay? I'm telling you this. You're hearing him. Go with it. That's why he gave us that gut instinct, you know? If you ever think about anything, you know, in the past, that you just had that gut instinct, but you got to go with that right then. Not when you stop to, you know, a couple minutes later to think about it. It's that one right there. That's what it is, okay? That gut instinct, you know. But you see, now, you spend the other time trying to talk yourself out of it, okay? You start reasoning, start listening to that voice, that wrong voice, and start reasoning. That's what happens. We all do it. Made my worst mistakes doing that. Worst mistakes doing that. Let the enemy in. Huge doing that. Okay? You know, I'm going to tell you soon of what I did to open my door wide open. And the Lord had no choice but to see things through. He did. I had no choice. I was sleeping with the enemy. Okay? I know that now. I was sleeping with the enemy. Yes, he was my husband. Yes, he was nice. Yes, I loved him. Ooh, I loved him. I loved him. You know, but I was not a wimpy. I mean, I was, you know, strong woman, but I loved him. That love does something. That love makes us, you know, okay, honey, sure, no, he wants to do that. That's fine. Okay, we want to please him. Okay, well, when you're sleeping with the enemy and you're pleasing the enemy, you are very much displeasing God. Okay? But see, we're in that catch-22. Honor thy husband. Honor thy wife. This is for either or, man or woman. It doesn't matter. An enemy is the enemy. It comes in every shape, size, and form. You understand that? Well, the Lord, you said right there, I'm reading it right there, it says, honor thy husband, honor thy, you know, come on, that's what I'm doing. I'm being a good, faithful wife. So, what do I do? What do I do? Do I, you know, stand back on my marriage vows? Because I was, you know, made the wrong choice? Because I did not make a godly choice? Because I listened to my love choice? That's what we made, is our lust choice. We made our lust choice for our love choice. Two totally different things. You know, it's very, very easy to love somebody. It's very easy. It's very hard to like them. Very hard to like them. You got to like who you love. You have to like who you love. Or you don't really know love. You know, you don't. You don't know. You don't know what pure love is if you don't like who you love. But we go first for that. I mean, I felt it to my toes. Never in my life had I felt that. Never. I mean, just the touch. Just knew. My heart just. I just said I was skipping on the clouds. Had to be. Everybody saw it too. I was so in love. You know, the funny thing about it was, All my friends were like, I want that. I want what they have, what me and my husband had. Everybody wanted it. Everybody, all of our friends, everybody wanted what we had. They loved us. They loved us together. You know, they loved being around us. And they loved how much we were in love. And we were in love. But that can only last so long, you know. It can only last so long. Because when the Lord has plans for you, you're not going to get your way. And He's going to have to do whatever it is He's got to do to bring you back to earth, okay? To get you out of your honeymoon period that you think's going to last forever. He's like, okay, I've given you enough time now. Hate to do it, really do hate to do it, because I've been giving you clues. I've been leaving you breadcrumbs about what to do, but you're just not listening, because that gut, not going by that. Get it, but now I'm going to reason with it. Well, that's not what He meant. He didn't mean that. I mean, because He gave Him to me. He gave Him to me to make me happy. Really? Really? I don't think so. I don't think so. I gave Him to myself, okay? I gave Him to myself. Now, I had no clue. I had no clue that He had really turned His back on the Lord. He was raised in the church, but I had no clue to the extent of this. I thought if I loved Him, I mean, he'd come around. No, not gonna work. Not gonna work. Okay, not gonna work. So what happens is, though, when we start wanting to please our spouse, you know, we're in the world, totally in the world. Okay, we want to please them. They're not godly, so they're not going to want to do godly things. All right? I'm not saying horrible, horrible things. No, I'm saying things that are not pleasing to the Lord. Your vacation spots, okay? Your vacation spots. Now, we went we've been all over the world. I mean, we went snow skiing in Europe every January. Little did I know that, you know, anyway, we, you know, would take like every 3 months these little, you know, 3 or 4 day jaunts to Mexico or Jamaica or, you know, wherever. But I mean, we've been everywhere. But and then I would have to take the kids separately. You know, very seldom did he want to go, you know, with the kids. Now, this was my second husband, but my kids loved him. They thought of him as their dad. But I made sure that I took them and, you know, did their things with them. But it was always in the middle. It was always tug of war, always in the middle. So, but see, when your spouse has it in their mind, you know, they want to do something that really is against who you are, the enemy, again, is going to pounce on that, because the enemy knows your place in the Lord. He does. He knows this. So he's going to make them want it that much more. That much more. So, mine gets prostate cancer. Okay? I'm going to share this with you. This is very personal, but I'm going to share it with you. It's very hard for me to say. It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. But he got this isn't embarrassing about the prostate cancer, but he got prostate cancer. Now, for him, some men, but him, oh my God, he defined himself through that, okay? You know what I'm talking about. He defined himself through that. So now he's going to have these surgeries. Well, now he wants to go to Jamaica. It's okay, we've been to Jamaica. I'm all about Jamaica. Okay, we'll go to Montego Bay and, you know, No. He wants to go to Hedonism, Jamaica. The, you know, super whatever it was, you know. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know what hedonism was, really. I mean, I knew from the sound of it had to be not really, you know, good, but really didn't know what it was. But I knew it was for adults. Okay. Well, you know, I'm feeling so bad for him. He's going to have, you know, he's got prostate cancer. Feeling so bad, you know, and he's just defeated, you know, he's got that defeat look on his face, and I really want to go and do this, you know, my surgery's in 3 weeks, and Okay, good wife, I go. Good spouse, I go. I was uncomfortable from the plane ride on. I will tell you this, okay? Because I knew what was there. I saw the pictures. I pulled it up. I saw the pictures. So I knew you couldn't just take regular clothes. You had to take different. You can't take your normal vacate clothes, okay? You had to take different clothes, you know. I mean, not nothing, you know, nasty or anything, but not anything frumpy. Put it that way, you know. No frumpy stuff, you know. No. So, and from the time, I mean, he can't even. I'm thinking he's going to jump out and fly himself there because that's how excited he is. I mean, he's just. You know, I'm just thinking I gotta have to drink on the way there because I just can't. I have to drink. And he's loving me. I mean, he's loving me right now. He's just over the moon in love with me because I'm doing this, right? Okay, first of all, let me tell you this. Little did I know that he'd been cheating on me for couldn't even tell you how long. Okay, couldn't even tell you how long he'd been cheating on me. Right? Wasn't worried about me and his prostate cancer. It was all the other, right? I don't know any of this though. Don't have a clue on it. So I'm going. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm like, Lord, I know better. I know where I'm walking. I know where I'm walking. Okay? I know it's not a godly place. What do I do? What do I do? You know, I loved him. So I go. We get there. To make the music and, you know, the whole thing going. And I'm telling you, he's like a little kid. I mean, he's just so excited. Oh, I got the bag on. I mean, he was in the room, changed. I mean, had everything. Boom, ready to go. Well, what it is, in case you don't know this, all right, it is a super club, okay? Didn't know this till I got there. All right, didn't know the whole scoop of it because, you know, their picture really doesn't tell you everything that goes on there. It's hedonism. Not only that, I found out they have hedonism 1, 2, and 3. How about that one? I couldn't tell you which one I was at. I don't know. They all, you know, I don't know. There was one at the distance, but I don't know what it was. And sandals, the big sandals, was right next door. So, anyway, I go. And so, we get on by the pool, and what it is one side is totally nude, totally naked. You know, you can be totally nude. And the other side is, you know, optional clothes are topless or whatever. It's more mild. So we go. I get right in the middle. I'm in the middle pool. And I mean, I just want to stay in that normal pool, right? I just want to stay. But I know where he wants to go. He wants to go to the naked side. You know that. It's a man, okay? It's a man. I can't tell you. Can't tell you what I was going through. Just horrible. Was the people there nice? Yes, absolutely they were. But they were lost, you know? Can I tell you what the thrill of the trip for me was? I had these small Louis Vuitton little pochette bags, right? I had them, and they were a different style, right? And I had taken 3 different ones with me. My favorite thing that whole trip was I left those bags with each of my servers, my waitresses I had every night at dinner. And before I left, I wrapped those Louis Vuitton bags up, and I gave them to my 3 favorite servers. Made their life, okay? That's what I was all about. I was all about, let's go into town, and let's find some clothes, and let's get them some stuff. And you know what I did? I went around the whole time we were there, taking addresses of the workers there. Okay, what size you wear? I'm getting their size, and I'm getting this. What do you need? You know, I'm getting what they need. He's getting furious. They had a casino. I found myself going to that casino just so I didn't have to go there. I'm ruining his trip. I am ruining his trip. Okay? So now, fighting. Here we are in Jamaica, we're fighting. Now, I'm watching these couples and these women, they're just strutting their stuff and they're comfortable and they're all, so I'm thinking, okay, just get a different mindset. Get different mindset. What would Joel Osteen do? What would Joel Osteen tell you to do, you know? And as long as you're good and as long as you can, you know, you love God and you're good and you believe in Him and you'll get through this, you know? So really, guess what? I started thinking about my teaching from Joel Osteen. Thank you, Joel. You know? So I'm like, okay. So by the midweek, I was more relaxed. Took me forever, but I at least got out there. Okay, I at least got out there. I didn't. Little did I know it was a place for swingers too. In case you want to know that, swingers from around the country who don't know it, they meet there. Okay, that right there flipped me out. And I'm nice, so I can't judge them. I can't not be nice to them, But what do you do when a naked man or woman sitting right in front of you trying to carry on a conversation, and you just want to turn your head, but you got to sit there and pretend like nothing's wrong, Very hard. It was so hard. I can't even tell you how hard that was for me. Because he was my husband, though. See? He's my husband. Now, one of my most favorite things of the trip was this couple that we met. Normal Joe, had a business, you'd never guess. And matter of fact, most of those people, they're your neighbors. They are your neighbors, let me tell you this. You'd never know. It's not some crazy wild people. It's your neighbors, okay? It's your doctor. It's whoever. It's what it is. So, we're sitting at dinner one night. And, everybody's dressed up. You got to, dress up really nice. And we're having something outside. I don't know what it was, but sitting next to this couple. And he's just stirring. He's stirring. I see him get up and leave for a while, then come back. Get up and leave for a while and come back. And his wife, she's just not one to look like she'd be there, okay? Because you could tell she did not want to be there. I liked her from the start. So when he came back, my husband said something to him. Well, are you going to be able to sit down and eat or what? And he goes, oh. It took me years for her to get her to come down here. And they were probably in their late 50s, I would say, mid-50s, late 50s. It took me forever to get her to talk her down to come in here. Then, when she did agree, the only way she would come is if we also booked a week at the Sandals. We're talking thousands of dollars for this, okay? This place is thousands of dollars, and that place is thousands of dollars. And they're not even staying there. It was a front. In case their kids called, they could answer the phone over there. They get the messages, all that. So their kids didn't know they were actually over here. This man, all he did the whole time was run back and forth. And whatever he thought he was going to get out of this from her, didn't happen. Okay? Didn't happen with me. Didn't happen with her. All right? So I just had a really mad husband at the end of it all. I went along as far as I could. I don't do any of that. I went as far as I could be nice and, swim and, do what I could do. But there's a difference. See, I was still in that environment. Still in that environment. I'm still in that place. Bad news. Bad news. Bad news. I tried to take out each little thing, I could, but I felt terrible. Terrible. The whole time. It's not enjoyable. It caused more friction between us because, he's a man. He wants me to go in full force and do, and I'm like, oh, not happening here. Not happening here. We did the toga party. They had, there was like 300 couples, okay? So we're talking 600 people in this room. And it was outside pavilion, but you had to bring and make your toga, right? I brought the American flag, and I made us one with my, just Velcro. I Velcroed it together and did all that, and we won out of all them people. So, but, of course, ours was, tasteful. It wasn't like many of them were, because I wasn't going to do that. That's not who I was. But I had to fight the whole time I was there. I tell you what, I just fought, but still, I was with the enemy, see? God didn't want me there. And my spirit knew. My spirit knew that uncomfortableness. I was a nervous wreck from the plane on. I was never so happy to come back home in my life. Never. Okay? And then to come back and then, find out all this other stuff was, just didn't let up, okay? It just didn't let up, but I was sleeping with the enemy, completely sleeping with the enemy. God has no choice at that time to do and allow what's got to be allowed, He was like, oh, Mary Beth, really? Mary Beth, come on. Mary Beth. I didn't go with my gut. I didn't stand up. I went the Joel Osteen way. I He loves me. I'm still good. He loves everybody. If I love him, you know, it's okay, and you know, he'll forgive me if I do anything. And not that I did anything, but I mean, it was the fact that I was there, around it, you know. So yeah, you know, just huge door, huge. And I didn't close it, okay? Because what followed all of this was the finding of the betrayal and all that, which I didn't have any. I didn't know the tools then, okay? So I opened up. I everything wrong. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, but the thing is, he was allowing this to happen to get my attention, to show me. He was allowing all of these things back to back to back to get my attention, to call me away from that, to call me out of that, to call me to him, to turn to him for the answers, not, you know, not the world. That's what I was doing. I was calling out to the world for the answers, not him. And when you're a child of God, you can't call to anybody but him, okay? So that's why some things don't happen to others, okay, that do the same thing as you. They just don't. When God has a purpose in your life, he's got a call in your life. He's got to do what he's got to do, okay? So, but he calls you, and he gets your attention, and he allows something else to happen, something else to happen, something else to happen. So, and I still didn't get it. I mean, I just was so sure in my footing with him. I was so sure in it. So sure in my footing with him. I was so sure about Joel Osteen, what he said. It's Joel Osteen. Everybody in the world's watching him. Come on. Joel, you know, I had to turn you off. I had to flip your station. And I did. But not before. Not in time. I didn't do it in time. You know? But you know what? I knew better. I knew better. I was lying to myself the whole time. Because I wasn't listening to my gut. I was lying to myself. I was wanting to believe what everybody else was going to believe. Because look at them. They were good. You know, they were good. They were decent people. You know, they were like me. They weren't like me. They weren't like you. Okay? They're not like us. They're not like us. That's the difference. So, things followed, and I understand it. And so the final, and you know what? One day I will tell you everything in order, and you'll just fall out of your chair. I'm telling you, you'll just literally fall out of your chair. You know, but the final thing is when I went to the bank and I had not a penny to my name, when everything I knew was gone. I mean, everything, you know. And let me tell you this, for a woman, you know, and if to have a credit score like I had, that was hard work. I mean, I worked on that, and for it to be gone like that, you know, you can't come back, because the world tells you you're a bad risk now. They're punishing you. You know, you didn't do it. I didn't do it. Look at before that. Look how I paid everything off. Look at before that. Well, I know that, but okay. So now the world's judging me from something they have no clue of. They don't have no clue of what happened. Now they're telling me that I'm unworthy. You know, I can't let you have this because you're not going to pay me back. Well, good thing afterwards, probably, because I didn't have any money right then. But I mean, but if I could have got bounced back right away. See what I mean? I was right away. But I had a big foothold there. I had a big wide door, and it was going to stay open for a while. Okay, it was going to stay open for a very long time. But that was it for me. And I tell you what I did. And I'm embarrassed, and I'm mortified, and I've asked the Lord to forgive me. Too many times to count, but I know He's forgiven me, but I was ignorant. That's the difference. When I say ignorant's not a bad word, it's when you do stupid things for your lack of knowledge. And I did an ignorant thing because of my lack of knowledge. I cursed the Lord. I was in my room, and my children were in my room with me. And we had nothing. We had just lost our home. We were losing everything. Didn't know how we were going to eat, how we were going to live, and everything that I had done my whole life that I thought he wanted me to do and took care of the people he wanted, and I thought I followed the rules. I thought I did what he wanted me to do, and this is how he's going to repay me? Me? Really? I remember screaming, cussing, okay? Screaming anything I could at him. And I said, never again will I care what you think. Never again will I hear you. Never again will I do anything good. Never. I will never do one good thing the rest of my life. Because what does it do? It doesn't do any good. So I did. My kids, mortified. Because they knew how I felt about God. And they knew how I felt about it. They knew I loved him and how I had faith in him. But never. I told him to turn away from me and never look back. Because I was never going to look at him again. Ever going to look at him. I was never going to believe in him. I was never going to do anything. So I told him. Well, I was wrong. I was really wrong, because 6 months later, on January 7th, which is today's the anniversary, my son died. He was killed in a car wreck on January 7th, 2005. And it was in June of 2004 that I cussed the Lord, and I cursed the Lord. June 2004. And in January 7th of 2005, I ran to him. And I begged him for forgiveness. He knew. He knew I was sorry after I already did it. You know what I mean? He already knew. I'd already asked him for forgiveness way before that, but I knew what it was about. I knew what it was about. He was going to get me where I was going to stand one way or the other, and didn't care if I went fighting, screaming, kicking. He didn't care. He didn't care. He had a plan. I was in it, just like you guys are in it. Don't matter. But just to show me, you know, how not in control of everything I was, Trey died. Didn't have a mark on his body. Had a mark on his body, a little quarter size on his knee. His heart pulled away from the aortic valve, jerked in the car, and it pulled his heart. And I will tell you, that night is the night I knew. When I knew he was dead, I knew what it was about. I knew it. And I ran. And I've been chasing him ever since. I went down, and I'm telling you, peel you like an onion, just like an onion, and I'll rebuild you back, just like he ordained, just like he, you know, had planned at the beginning. And that's the way it is. So, you sleeping with the enemy? That's what happens. I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming my spouse. Not at all. You know, if I'd had listened to God inside me, I'd have never allowed all of that. If I'd have made a better choice of somebody that, you know, the thing is, when he's down there, okay, and you have that, you may not go, you know, might be this, you know, very visual Christian that, you know, is, everybody knows, oh, see her, oh, she's just a child of the Lord, and she's just a Christian. I mean, everybody knows you go to church and you're involved and stuff like that. But, you know, for the ones that always know God's there, and their decisions that they do really reflect on him, but yet we're in the world, okay, because of the ones we love. You know, we're not strong enough to stand on our own and say, no, I'm letting the Lord lead my life. We cowered. We cowered is what we did. We gave in and we cowered. Okay? I've never been a weak person, ever. But I was the weakest I was the very weakest I've ever been. But I didn't stand up for him. And I thought he was going to stand up for me. Really? You know? So that's when I learned to pray differently. And I learned to pray differently. I learned to everything different. Everything different. And that's what you have to know. You have to know him. Stop blaming him and get to know him. You know, he is holy. There are things that you, in your mind, people don't get. You know, and if it's working for you the other way, terrific. It just didn't work for me. Okay? And so when you got all these things, bam, 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 you keep, shut up. Quit asking yourself why, because I'm telling you why. He's telling you why. This is why. You don't like it? I don't know what to say. This is why. This is why it happens. Not 100% of the time, but I'm telling you 96.7% of the time, okay? Is why. Right? You know, we let insecurities come in. We let the enemy come in. That's what we do. So, if you're sleeping with the enemy, I don't know, I will tell you this, you already know the answer. You already know the answer, what it is. You already know what you should do. You know, God says, I'm sure he doesn't want broken families or divorces. But, I know God demands all in that part. And right now, the enemy is trying to force our hands, force your hands. If you have the enemy in your home, whether that be, it doesn't matter who it is, okay? Not saying it has to be a spouse, whoever you live with. If they are making you choose, between them and God, you know what to do. You know what to do. If there's no way, because right now, there's some that there's not anything you can say or do. It's going to be him. He has to handle them. All right? So if you're thinking that more love or more teaching or more word is going to change that, I don't think it is. My prayer, boom, prayer powerful. But there again, you know which ones that are going to come on prayer. You know that. Maybe the ones that are right there. But I'm talking right now what's happening across the board. Across the board. Now, so many. Because because the enemy's put his foot down. Put his foot down. We're no longer tolerable. God is no longer tolerable in your life. Not in your life, in their life. All right? So before, they pacified you, and they kind of kept quiet. They might have mumbled, oh, yeah, there they go, the Jesus thing again. Or, oh, yeah, she's with her Jesus friends. Or he's with his Jesus friends. Or, he's doing his Jesus thing. But now it's changed. It's changed. They've taken it up, not a notch, but like 5 notches. Because now, I want you to decide, Sam or me, how can you choose between God and that? You've got to choose God, okay? Got to choose God. So, I don't know, that's all I got to say about that. It's like Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that. But that's what happens when you sleep with the enemy. So many more doors open up on a daily basis because you are unequally yoked, all right? And if you are trying to please him, please her, please them, they are not godly. Their pleasures are not his pleasures. How can the two, you're in the middle, like this, okay? And so right now, God's saying, you're all in, you're all out. It's, call time, Texas Hold'em, what's that last card? River. It's the river card. That's what it is, it's the river card. Flipping over the river card. So, I don't know, depends what you want to bet. What do you think you're holding? I don't know. But, when you are his, you're his. He's going to do whatever it takes to turn you away, to get you where he's going to go. That's why we go through these things. It's not because he hates us. No. And you know, the minute, I'm telling you, the minute I found out my son was dead, I knew. And I ran. I was like, oh, yeah, I get it. Ran. Run. You know, be aware and know what it is. You're having bam, bam, bam. That's all I got. But I will tell you what, today is the first time since he died that I have not cried my eyes out all day. I've cried periodically today. Of course I have. But I told you my son always told me he was going to die young. Always told me he was going to die young, but 100 times. He said, Mom, I can live a long life. I know when my time here is done, whatever that would be, I'm gone. He said that 2 weeks before he died, too. And he did. The other boy in the car with him, not a scratch on him, not a scratch. But I will tell you this, that boy in the car died a year later. Died a year later. What is that? I don't even know. I didn't even know him. My son had just met him. He was taking him somewhere, you know. But, and it was a icy storm like it is now. But today I haven't cried like I have in the past, and that's because of God, you know. It's because I know where my son's at. I know where he's at. I mean, he's so lucky. I'm so envious of him because he's so lucky. He's up there. They've got him, and he's good, you know. And he's probably like, Mom, I can't even take your crying anymore right now, Mom. I'm just gonna, you know, probably. Remember I told you about when you want to reach over and smack somebody? Trey's probably like, Mom, I'm gonna have to reach over and smack you if you cry anymore. They don't want us to do that. They don't want us to cry like that, you know. They watch everything. And you know, all's forgiven. Anyway, hope it helps. See you soon.